Hello and welcome to Historical Gameplay. This is Divide et Impera, Campaigns of Pyrrhus, episode 21. So what we've done previously, we've defeated Roman fleet here last turn. We were raiding some of the trade routes and they came attacking. Oh, and they're recruiting yet again. They never stop. I have been destroying their navies for several turns now. And this is the third or the fourth navy they recruit now, I believe. Okay, so these are the remnants of our navy, and it's led by Alexander, who is a historical character. So what I'd like us to do is actually replace him as an admiral. Why? Well, he's a historical character. He would lead Epirus after the death of Pyrrhus. He would challenge Macedonians. He would do all these things that his father would likely have done. So I do not want to lose him. I want to find out if and how I can replace him, because this was very close battle. Well, close enough for me anyway. So I'm not willing to risk him here. I would actually like him, yes, to be replaced and to potentially become infantry commander. Well, not infantry, but the army commander somewhere. So I'm going to choose this gentleman, Chionian nobility, because he is free and he also has better stats than any of these gentlemen here. So we'll replace, yes, Alexander with him. There you go. It's also saving us for a bit of a replenishing here, but this is not enough. I also want to park our fleet somewhere. Now I think for the time being I will bring them to Apollonia here, because even though the public order drops here, or shall I bring them there? Let's bring them here actually, because of the public order is now, yes, it's gone from -5 here to -2. Okay, that helps a little bit. So they're going to hopefully replenish. Can I recruit anything? I do not want to recruit in Taras. Why? Because that will be a drain on my population here. It's already suffering pretty badly, down to 7,000. Very, very badly suffered Taras during this war with Rome, and all the casualties we've taken, and the city has been besieged for several turns. So it took its massive toll on Taras. So we'll leave the fleet here for now, but then later I think I'm going to relocate it where they can be actually new units can be actually recruited from. Okay, so yes, so we defeated the Romans quite narrowly, I would say. And yeah, what else? Romans have also withdrawn from Taras. I was trying to sandwich them here between my garrison, 17 units now, because we built barracks here, and King Pyrrhus himself, but they prudently decided to just withdraw and fight another day. So here they are now at Beneventum, and it's August 276. So Pyrrhus has come back from Sicily. He captured Panormus there, as he would historically. He would also capture Eryx here, and another city was a stronghold. He was victorious there, and yeah, the only place that was left for him to conquer historically was Lilybaeum here. But in our game, Panormus eventually rebelled, etc. So we left them alone. They're not clients of ours, and we moved Pyrrhus back to Sicily. So what else we need to do here? We can't do much else. We're going to end the turn. Before we do that, however, I need to choose what I'm going to research here. We'll go for water sluicing because it gives us sanitation, growth, wealth, and all the rest of it. So that is for now. I also wanted to recruit one more unit of cavalry here for Pyrrhus eventually. So we have the companion cavalry, I believe. Yes. Let's see, Androcles, can you please recruit something for us that is not... Oh, I usually like the Sarissa light lancers, but the morale is atrocious. And yes, by the way, the game has been updated. Not the DeI update, but the Creative Assembly update today. And I really hope it doesn't break anything, because I didn't have much of a choice. As soon as I started it, it started to update. There was a minor update from the Creative Assembly, So fingers crossed it doesn't destroy anything here. Now Royal Heavy Cavalry. Now I think I want these boys. I really do, because I want them to accompany the king. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Let's recruit a unit of those guys. Or actually, can we maybe, instead of having, yes, let's just drop one of the units, one of our units here, and then Pyrrhus himself can recruit it, can't he? Let's drop, who do we want to lose? We have plenty of swordsmen here, and yes, way too many. So let's just give one of these guys to Androcles. Okay, and now Pyrrhus can himself recruit one of these units. Yes, Royal Heavy Cavalry. Fantastic, there you go. And yes, Androcles is now, I think I wanted him to move towards Taras. Yes, eventually park him there. Let's see, let's make him patrol in this area. No, yes, the fleet has been moved. So what else? Oh yes, we also have public order issue, I believe, here in Sicily. Let's have a look. Yes, -4 at the moment, so I would like to dispatch somebody. Alexander is still on the way. Okay, I'm going to dispatch the queen to hopefully help with the public order a little bit. Yes, Sicilia, please. Voila. And for this gentleman here, can we acquire any useful household members? All right, let's actually let's deal. Yeah, let's replace this shipwright, and we're gonna give him eventually to our admiral, hopefully. Here, there you go, fantastic. And this gives us discount and all the rest of it, upkeep, shipbuilding cost. And another unit we would like to give him is, I'm not even too sure, like again here I'm not sure, is this 8% campaign map, will that apply to the generals, sorry, to the admirals? Anyone would enlighten me, I would really appreciate that. Let's give him that for now. Yeah, because I'm honestly not sure. Right, I wanted to also actually, while we're here, replace the shield bearer for the Roman exile for Pyrrhus. For Androcles, yes, we could actually dismiss this gentleman because he's giving us -2 growth in Taras. We don't want that, so let's get him potentially this household member. So that's pretty much it. And yes, the queen, did we dispatch her? Yes, she did go to Sicilia, Sicily here, and she did improve the public order. Fantastic. So we're going to now end the turn, see what the Romans do again, see how they're going to react to all these changes, to the defeats. Let's go. Okay, the plague, new outbreak. It's actually good that we did not bring our navy here, it seems, in Apollonia, and our queen has returned and Alexander has returned. This is pretty bad. It gives us a massive wealth, public order, and all the rest of it minus. So -10, -10, -9 in public order. Not very good. Inspired populace. This countering, I think, the negative effects somewhat. 6, etc. This is not really good, is it? It's a massive city, Apollonia. It should be Ambracio, obviously, here, their capital, but well, it is what it is. So we are, yes, we're still in plus. I don't think that's going to last, I think, with these changes. So the troops have been recruited. An honor reserved for friends and advisors to the king. These men were the personal choice of the sovereign to stand at the army's head. Okay, excellent. Now, what happened during the AI turn is really somewhat odd. They've decided that they had enough of us and they withdrew. However, they have 2 armies now in Rome, 1 and 2. So if I was, they both recruiting, if I was to move to Beneventum, as I think I should, the problem might be that we might get then counterattacked by these 2 armies instead of 1, and we might find ourselves in a bit of a difficulty here. So I'm not too sure. Okay, the first thing first, let's just deploy. Yes, our governor here. Okay, so that is done. Actually, looking at our agents, do we need to do anything else? Oh, yes. Okay, so we have, of course, as well, our spy here near Rome. So we'll deploy her as well to steal some food. And again, they were massively short on food. Look at that, minus 25. Yet they just, keep on recruiting, keep on, producing these new armies and these new units. So yeah, I don't know when it's gonna, if it's ever going to take effect. Would be nice to have some sort of a effect at some point eventually. Right, so I'm not too sure. My Sarissa pikemen still recruiting. They are very dear to my heart, to this Hellenistic army of ours. So I'm not too sure. What should I do? What should I just go for Beneventum and snatch it from the Romans while I can? In the meantime, my Syracusan allies who agreed to attack the Romans have decided to set sail towards Carthage. I think they'll get destroyed here soon enough, the whole army. The second army was sort of going back and forth here and stopped at the tip of Sicily here at Messana, where this troublesome thugs slash former mercenaries lived in Messana, in the city here. It actually brings me to an interesting point as to what would have happened had Pyrrhus actually agreed to the terms by Carthage, because when he was mopping up, remaining, Carthaginian strongholds here, he was very successful at that. He driven them to the Lilybaeum, like I discussed in one of the previous episodes, and that was the last stronghold they held. At that point, they told him, okay, enough is enough. Why don't you agree to a peace treaty with us? We'll give you the money. We'll provide you with the ships to go back to Sicily, fight your Roman war. Okay, just leave us alone in this Lilybaeum, in this area around, well, in the city. And he said no, right? So he said no, and they say, okay, fine. And the war carried on. They then sponsored the Mamertines here, this Messana citizens, so to speak. This, yeah, there's a couple of houses here actually, yes. Mercenaries that caused trouble and were taxing, so to speak, all of the eastern Sicily. All of the Greeks were fed up with them. So Carthage gave these fellas some money, so they started to do the mischief here. Pyrrhus lifted the siege, had to march all the way back, defeated them in battle, never took the city, however. Okay, and then that postponed the siege for another year. It's sort of like a Spanish Armada affair when the Drake, raids the Gades, and that postpones the Armada for a year. So kind of sort of same things. He goes here, then he returns to Syracuse. The next year he launches yet another campaign, and by this time Lilybaeum is properly supplied by Carthage in terms of men, in terms of grain, and all the rest of it. So anyway, he lost this opportunity. What I was wondering, however, if he did say yes to Carthage, he said, yes, I'll leave you there at Lilybaeum, just give me that money, give me those ships, etc. I'll leave you alone, right? If he said that, then I just don't understand why he wouldn't, because here he had another hotspot, another problem to resolve. So he pretended as if Carthage was the only issue on the island, but it was not. So if he said yes to this, to the Carthaginians, and then marched back here, decisively dealt with the Mamertines, eradicated them once and for all, that would have also gained him some popularity, because the Greeks here were really suffering and fed up with them. He not only needed to defeat them, he should have taken the city, and he would have had the time to actually concentrate on them, because he acted as if his only problem was Carthage. He was not. There was two problems here. Now historians argue that actually Carthage was a bit of a sly here. They were just planning to, play for time, buy some time. Fine, let them play for time. Let him also gain some time. I mean Pyrrhus. Finish this business here. Then the only real problem would be, after this Mamertine Messana business have been dealt with, the Carthage. Then you can turn to them. And imagine if the Mamertines here, Messana, is dealt with, right? We might not even see the first Punic War. I mean, it might have happened eventually, according to the logic of, these two superpowers kind of expanding and, starting to step on each other's toes. in terms of sphere of influence. Yeah, that could have happened potentially, but we don't know when, if and when, you know, and what the situation would have been, because the first Punic War really started because of these rascals here, who appealed first for help to the Carthage, then to Rome. Basically, that was the problem. So had he actually, Pyrrhus, agreed to the terms here, decisively defeated the Mamertines, eradicated them once and for all, God knows what would have happened eventually, historically. I mean, they would have had peace with Carthage. Carthage would have probably broke their peace with Rome, their allied treaty with Rome by now, because they had a treaty against Pyrrhus. So the whole dynamic would be different. So it's one of those what-if scenarios, you know, very interesting to ponder on, to think about in history. Like, what would have happened if he had eventually, like, you know, instead of pursuing his agenda of kicking them entirely, the Carthaginians, if he said yes and focused on another problem. Because by saying no to them and then them getting sponsoring the Mamertines, he just was kind of in between, trying to sit on two chairs at once. That didn't quite work out. And yeah, it's just quite interesting to think about what would have happened, and you know, what dynamic, what consequences would have had on the whole region, on the whole of the Mediterranean eventually. Okay, so right, enough talk. Sorry about this digression. So we're going to now, yeah, I think we're going for it. Okay, let's just do it, because actually historically, oh, hang on a second, ha. Look what we've discovered here. The friends, our Roman friends, are here now. Right, can we defeat them actually separately from... They within the reinforcing range, I believe, of the city. I don't know what to do now, honestly, I don't. I mean, these guys are recruiting, so they won't be able, or will they? Will they be able to march on us during the AI turn? I'm not too sure, If I besiege Beneventum, this army may strike. Okay, let's withdraw. Yeah, when you play historically, you want to be cautious. You want to play, you don't want to sacrifice any of your historical characters at any point. So we, okay, yeah, we'll bring Androcles back to base. I wanted to move my fleet to Apollonia, but now I'm very cautious because of the plague there. I think I'll leave them here. Actually, another good thing to do would be to move them to Akragas here. I think we have better recruiting options, do we not? Or maybe not. Yes, I think it's pretty much the same in terms of recruiting the navy, the ships. And the Romans are building again, aren't they? Yes, they're gonna be 6 now next turn. But we cannot spare any man here, not a single man, unfortunately, and there's no mercenaries either. So what to do? Okay, I think I have no choice. I cannot go to Apollonia because of the plague. I'll try to bring the fleet here. There is Carthage here, however. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, we're stuck basically. So our fleet is stuck because look what's gonna happen. Carthage might intercept them if we try to move them, unless I move them somewhere halfway through here. But then again, is there any other Carthaginian navies around that might just attack us? It's good I removed Alexander from the command. That much I did do, at least. Alright, yeah, because I don't want to waste any more manpower on the fleets in Taurus. Taurus is already suffering, and we need to replenish both of our armies somewhat, yeah, under strength, still yeah. Okay, let's just move our fleet very cautiously so that we're outside of the Carthaginian zone. So let's move them somewhere here. So maybe next turn then we can reach Akragas, and there we should, I believe, have enough population in this city now to be able to hopefully, let's see, break down. Yeah, we have a bit of nobles, a bit of citizens. Yeah, we'll bring them there and then hopefully be able to recruit some there. And then, yeah, that will settle our navy recruitment problem. Okay, sorry, I'm going to now save it here. I realize I've been talking for a very long time. And, yeah, apologies for that. And, by the way, if you're interested successor history, I've started a new let's play. It's focused on Antigonus II Gonatas and his quest, you know, to recapture his kingdom, to rebuild Macedonia. So it's based on Europa Barbarorum to the newest version 2.35, and it starts in 272 when this current playthrough will finish, because this is where we're heading, 272. So this will finish where the other one now starts. So go and check it out if you're interested in ancient history and successor wars. And also there's another playlist I've also started working on. It's about Vikings. If you love Viking history as I do, go have a look. We play as the great hidden army that arrived in England in 865. We play as, because it's a character based game, play as Ivar the Boneless there. Okay, thanks everyone for watching, much appreciated. So next turn we'll come back, we'll see what we can do, because yeah, this Roman army is fortified. I haven't actually, I haven't had a clue they were in the area. So we see 3 Roman armies in the area now. We see they're recruiting a new navy, so it's gonna be interesting again. It's gonna be very, very tense, very intense. So we'll see how it's going to develop. Thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, give it a like if you liked it, or dislike. Please say what you would like me to improve. I'm still kind of learning as I do it, as I go along and do it, and I learn things, bits and pieces. I'm trying to kind of, you know, marry history with the gameplay, sort of have a bit of both. So let me know what you think, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the comments.